Hola chicos, soy Hawani. Now, one of the most important yet underutilized verbs in Spanish, with beginners in my opinion, is the verb tener. So the verb tener in the present tense. So today we're going to go through other ways to really utilize and take advantage of the verb tener to advance your Spanish conversation, especially if you're a beginner. Now, as some of you know, recently I went to Madrid and I done a Spanish immersion course. While I was there, I got the chance to meet a lot of students studying Spanish, a lot of beginners as well, and one thing that I really noticed was a lot of beginners, when they're using the verb tener, would only use it to describe possessions or having possessions. Por ejemplo, I have two cats, tengo dos gatos, so tengo dos gatos, or I have an apartment, tengo un apartamento, so tengo un apartamento. So we can use the verb tener to express so much more in your everyday conversation. So today we're going to go through other ways to utilize the verb tener. First, to express what you feel like doing. So a really common phrase in English. Also obligations, which again are really common in English. But then at the end, we're going to go through other ways to use the verb tener, which are different to how we use them in English. All right, primero. In English, it's really common to say, I feel like eating, or I feel like doing something, or sometimes when you're studying a language, I don't feel like studying tonight. So we can actually express the exact same thing in Spanish using the verb tener in the present tense using this particular formula. Tengo ganas de plus another verb in its infinitive or basic form. So we'll make it easy to start with. We'll just use the yo form for now. Por ejemplo, I feel like going to the beach today. Tengo ganas de ir a la playa hoy. So tengo ganas de ir a la playa hoy. So you can see it's pretty simple. We first conjugate the verb tener in the yo form in this sense. We don't need to conjugate the verb ir. We can leave it in its infinitive or basic form. And then we just add on bits and pieces to complete the sentence we want to say. In this case, going to the beach today. Let's try another one. I don't feel like studying tonight. No tengo ganas de estudiar esta noche. So no tengo ganas de estudiar esta noche. All right, now let's emphasize what you're feeling a little bit more. Por ejemplo, I really feel like traveling more this year. So I really feel like traveling more this year. So emphasizing it a little bit more, we can say tengo muchas, or if you want to express it a little bit more, muchísimas ganas de viajar más este año. So tengo muchas or muchísimas ganas de viajar más este año. Now, is that starting to make sense? Here's one sentence, and this time I want you to translate it for me. Okay, a common thought for most of us, especially when it comes to Monday. So I really don't feel like working today. So I really don't feel like working today. How would you say that? So you simply say, no tengo muchas o muchísimas ganas de trabajar hoy. So no tengo muchas o muchísimas ganas de trabajar hoy. All right, segundo, obligations. So again, we've been through this before. It's really, really important, so I need you to get this. Some examples in English. I have to work today. Or one of my favorite dishes when I was in Madrid was the octopus. So if we're in a restaurant together, I'd say to you, you have to try the octopus. Or we have to go to the supermarket. Okay, so those are all obligations that we use with tener using this simple formula. Tener, que, plus another verb in its infinitive or basic form. Por ejemplo, let's use those three examples. First up, I have to work today. Tengo que trabajar hoy. So tengo que trabajar hoy. Or we're in a restaurant and I say to you, you have to try the octopus. So we'd use tener in the tú form this time. So tienes que probar el pulpo. So tienes que probar el pulpo. All right, last example. I want you to translate this one for me this time. We have to go to the supermarket. Great, so you'd say, tenemos que ir al supermercado. So tenemos que ir al supermercado. So pretty simple, isn't it? Now, final thing before we finish up, we also use the verb tener for the following, which is different to how we use it in English. Por ejemplo, I'm 33 years old. Tengo 33 años. So tengo 33 años. I'm hungry. Tengo hambre. So tengo hambre. I'm thirsty. Tengo sed. Tengo sed. Or if you're cold or if you're feeling hot, okay, you'd use tener again. So tengo calor. Okay, one word of advice, if you want to say I'm hot, do not say estoy caliente. I made this mistake when I first started learning Spanish, not realizing that it actually means I'm horny or I'm turned on in English. Okay, so don't say that. You can say tengo calor. Awesome, so that is all for today, guys. So keep practicing. As I mentioned, the verb tener, if you utilize it in the ways that we went through today, believe me, it will make a massive difference to your Spanish conversation, especially if you're a beginner. Apart from that though, feel free to share this video with anyone else that may benefit from it. But apart from that one, I will see you in the next one. Hasta pronto.